used to call me Crazy Joe, but now they can call me Batman.
Good morning. Welcome back to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. I'm Crazy Joe. Today we are going to talk about the movie Hell of a Summer. Hell of a Summer, co-written by Finn Wolfhard of Stranger Things and Ghostbusters, and directed by Finn Wolfhard as well. And he has a writing partner on this one who's, I apologize, his name escapes me. I really should take notes. I guess I'm just not that professional. I apologize for that. But this is a horror slasher comedy in the teen summer camp vein. Think Friday the 13th sleepaway camp. A bunch of campers go to summer camp. Well, it's not even the campers, it's the camp counselors. They're preparing for the upcoming season. The campers haven't even arrived yet. Very Friday the 13th part one, where the counselors are preparing and the campers aren't even there yet. But the counselors are preparing for a camp season, and a slasher starts taking them out one by one. This movie definitely tries to go for laughs. It tries to teeter the line. You know, think Scream. You know, Scream was definitely a horror film, but it tried to have that tongue-in-cheek thing too. Hell of a Summer kind of feels like it's in that vein. Kind of doing a little bit of a horror but comedy send-up of the Friday the 13th movies. The main character in this film is bizarre. The main character is a weird man-child who is an adult in his 20s, late 20s, who has been going to summer camp for over 20 years. Now he's a counselor. First he was a camper, now he's a counselor. But whereas everyone else is ready to grow up, he doesn't seem like he's ready to grow up. And that character is sort of the sticking point of the movie for me. I oftentimes have trouble with movies when I don't believe the main character. There are certain characters that I see in a movie and I'm like, I understand this is supposed to be funny, but I don't believe this guy exists. I just don't believe this guy exists. One of those guys for me was Clerks 2. The character of Elias in Clerks 2, the super religious, ultra naive young employee who was working with Dante and Randall at movies. I did not believe in that guy. And that to me was a sticking point of the film. Now, here's what's funny about Elias. I eventually met a guy, a friend of a friend, who was very much like Elias. And suddenly the character of Elias went from being a character I didn't believe in to being like, oh, I guess a character like that is plausible because I've now met someone like that. And I kind of turned around and started to enjoy Clerks 2 a lot more after I met a real-life Elias. Then Clerks 3 came out and, again, took Elias in a ridiculously over-the-top direction that was the opposite of the first film, and I didn't believe in him again. And whereas I finally came around on the Clerks 2 version of Elias, the Clerks 3 version of Elias lost me again. But the main character in this film is in that realm. He's just a little too naive, a little too... I don't believe this guy. I don't believe he exists. I don't believe he's real. And that is the problem. What I do like about this film is it does take an interesting approach. You know, ever since Scream, these kinds of films have always been taking the Scooby-Doo approach of let's see who this really is. Take the mask off. Who's the killer? And it's kind of that whodunit aspect where you watch the cast and you're like, could it be this guy? Could it be that guy? And Hell of a Summer takes an interesting turn in that it reveals who the killer is surprisingly early in the film, not like right at the beginning, but maybe at about the midway point, and then you're watching the killer, who you now know is the killer, basically trying to get it over on everyone else. That's kind of a unique approach, and I did appreciate that. Ultimately, I don't love this movie because it does try to go mainly for comedy, and much like a bunch of recent movies like Death of a Unicorn, I just didn't find it funny. And part of it is because that main character was just a little too over the top, and I don't believe he's real. Now, maybe that is unfair of me because, You know, I felt the same way about Elias from Clerks 2, and then I met a guy just like that. Maybe there is a guy just like this that is going to, if I meet him, I'll turn around and go, well, that's like that guy from Hell of a Summer, and then he'll turn this whole movie around for me. But that is right now, at this moment in time, a sticking point for me. I don't think I'd watch this movie again. I don't hate it. This is not a terrible movie. I would give this maybe 2 to 2.5 stars. It's, I think, subpar, but not awful. If you saw the trailer, I never want to encourage people not to go to a theater. I never want to encourage people not to go to a theater. If you saw the trailer and you are intrigued and you want to see this, by all means, check it out, make up your own mind. Don't take my word for it. If you saw the trailer and it really didn't move the needle for you, I'm not going to sit here and be like, you got to see this. I will say maybe you want to wait for this to be streaming. But, you know, your mileage may vary. So there you go. Hell of a Summer, new film by Finn Wolfhard. Well, hats off to Finn Wolfhard for taking that leap and getting behind the camera. That's to be admired. But this movie just didn't do it for me. But maybe you feel differently. Did you see Hell of a Summer? What did you think? Comments down below. And be sure and like and subscribe. The hot summer movie season is coming up. We're going to be talking about all the hot summer movies in the coming months. And I'd like you to be here to join in that discussion. All right, everyone. Keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing those pajamas. Tell everyone you meet. Keep wearing those pajamas with the back door flap. Keep wearing those pajamas. Don't open, it's a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander pajamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now we're having fun. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now the song is done.